Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into the story of Tamiya. Now, you probably know them for those incredibly detailed model kits, right? Cars, tanks, planes, and their motto, first in quality around the world.
Yeah.
But Tamiya is really much more than just models. Our mission here is to figure out how this family business navigated, four leadership changes and kept that unique culture, that quality standard, intact. It's pretty rare.
It really is. And what's fascinating, maybe a surprise to some, is where they started. Not models. Back in 1946, right after the war in Japan, Yoshio Tamiya started a lumber company.
Lumber? Seriously?
Yep, lumber. So that ability to pivot, to adapt right from the get-go, that's kind of woven into their DNA, you could say.
Okay, so lumber, then models. How did that shift happen? What was the trigger for Yoshio, the founder?
Well, there was a big factory fire in 51, a real setback. After that, Yoshio decided, right, no more lumber, let's go all in on wooden models. They were doing okay for a bit, but then, the late 50s hit and plastic models started appearing. Suddenly, nobody wanted wooden kits.
Technology changes things.
Yeah.
So another pivot.
Exactly, a really tough one into plastic. And their very first try, a 1.800 scale battleship Yamato, it was a complete commercial failure. Tanked.
Ouch. That could have been the end right there.
Yeah.
How did they pull out of that nosedive?
Well, it was definitely a critical moment. But the next year, 1961, they released a 1.35 scale Panther tank. And that one was a hit. A big hit. And here's a great little detail, that 1.35 scale. The standard now for military models?
Yeah.
It was basically decided by the size of the C batteries needed for the motor. Just kind of an accident that became the global standard.
No way. Just battery size.
Pretty much. But the really smart move by Yoshio came in 64. He insisted they create their own in-house mold-making department.
Wait, why was that so important? Control.
Total control. It wasn't just about making things faster. It established the Tamiya standard. Precision, quality, self-reliance. They weren't depending on anyone else for the absolute core of their product.
Right, that makes sense. So Yoshio set the quality foundation. But then his son, Shunsaku Tamiya, often gets called the architect of modern Tamiya. What did he bring?
Shunsaku, well, he lived and breathed first in quality. His involvement was legendary, totally hands-on. He'd, travel to museums, measure actual tanks, real vehicles, to get every single detail right for the kits.
Wow.
And the classic story, right? 1976, he buys a brand new Porsche 911 Turbo, not to drive it, no, to take it apart, bolt by bolt, just so they could perfectly replicate it as a 1.1 head scale model. That's commitment. That is the motto in action.
That's incredible. Taking apart a new Porsche.
Exactly. Understand it inside out. Oh, and his brother, Masao, he's the one who designed that famous star logo, the Tamiya mark we all know.
So Shunsaku really embodied the quality. Did he also grow the business in new ways?
Oh, absolutely. He was a strategic thinker. He saw potential where others didn't. He took that super detailed, expensive Porsche model and thought, hey, what if we make it radio controlled? Boom. 1976, the RC car craze basically kicks off thanks to Tamiya.
So he created a whole new market.
He did. And then again in 1982, he launched the Mini 4WD series. You know those little motorized racers?
Yeah, I remember those.
They sold over 100 million units globally.
100 million? That's staggering.
It's huge. He wasn't just selling models. He was creating phenomena.
Okay, so after Shunsaku's dynamic leadership, things passed to the third generation, right? His son-in-law, Masayuki Tamiya, in 2008.
Correct. And significantly, the first time an in-law took the top spot. And by all accounts, he upheld that Tamiya standard perfectly. But then tragedy struck.
Right, his unexpected death in 2017, that must have created a huge void, a crisis, really.
It absolutely could have been a real succession crisis. But Tamiya's response was, well, unique and very revealing. Shunsaku, the father-in-law, stepped back in. At 83 years old, he took on both chairman and president roles.
Back in the driver's seat at 83.
For 7 years. It was like a regent strategy. It wasn't just keeping the seat warm. It provided stability. Crucially, it bought them time to manage the next succession deliberately.
That shows incredible resilience in their system.
Yeah.
And dedication from Shunsaku.
It really does. It speaks volumes about their long-term view and, frankly, the depth of their leadership culture. And that time allowed them to properly prepare the fourth-generation leader. That's Nobuhiro Tamiya, who is Shunsaku's grandson-in-law.
Another in-law. And he came from outside the company initially.
Yes, he had a background in finance and economics, not models. He went through a really intensive 4-year grooming process from 2020 to 2024, managing big real-world projects, building their new factory in the Philippines, launching the flagship store in Tokyo, real hands-on executive experience.
So a very deliberate handover. How did that conclude?
Just this year, 2024, Nobuhiro became president. Shunsaku stepped back to just chairman, so he's still there. Mentoring. It really shows the strengths of their family model, doesn't it? You get the cultural continuity, the long-term thinking, but also a wider talent pool by including in-laws. It's flexible.
It seems less like simple nepotism and more like what did you call it? A flexible meritocracy.
Exactly. They prioritize finding the right leader who embodies the values, whether they're direct bloodline or married in. And they've proven it works, even through crises.
So, looking at Tamiya, their succession planning isn't just good, it feels like a masterclass for any family-run business, especially a global one.
I think so. It's exceptionally well handled, which leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? For businesses listening or even just individuals thinking about legacy, what can we learn from Tamiya's blend of, sticking to core values while being strategically flexible for the long haul? How do you build something that truly lasts?